Getting to play Greg has been such an honor, especially because of his relationship with Kathy. It starts out in like wayward ways where they're just like young and hanging out and they're going to like all these events and, like doing drugs and looking for, fulfillment in all the wrong places. The relationship, like changes. They both come out of that and it evolves. Greg starts going to church and like he's kind of introduced to God and he, discovers like, oh, there's a fulfilling life here. But it doesn't quite seem full without Kathy. And it's a beautiful relationship. And I personally got to see it acted out on set. Greg and Kathy were both there in real life on set with us, and just getting to see like how they talk with each other and how they banter and how they joke. And it was really great to have them on set with us as we were, portraying them. And we could ask them like, hey, what was your favorite like animal? And like, what's your favorite color? And like, what was your favorite song in like 69? Like at that point, what were you listening to? And like, he would just tell us. I mean, like I would have full conversations with him and just kind of get like inspiration from him. And is a beautiful kind of like experience of like real life meeting art. 1969 was such a different time than 2022. And the production design for Jesus Revolution really helped me settle into my character and the time period. And I think the biggest thing for me was my sideburns and the clothes. And then our VW bus. We had, I don't know if it was technically VW, but we had this bus that we would drive around in on set, and it was epic. It was like hand painted with like all these like funny designs, and there was like this orange like carpet inside of it. It was just atrocious, and it was amazing. I loved it. The design of the film really helped me get into character, because they did such a great job building a world on set that like once you're in that, you can kind of take it in and let it affect you. It just helped me so much, except the fact that I was in 1969, because it was a no-brainer. So one of the fun things that we got to do for Greg was take him from a square to like a hippie. But then there's a fun, also a little bit of transition where we got to play with it, because he comes out of his military school and then he goes into public school and he's trying to like fit in, but he's trying just a little too hard. And so he just kind of like shoots the moon a little, like just, he dresses outlandishly. And then we kind of like got to like tone it down and like bring it in a little bit and tighten it up a little bit. And towards the end, you kind of find Greg finding his hippie look, but it's more personalized after having spent time with the clothes and his friends, growing into his own personal, design of what he likes to wear. And Greg actually gave us a lot of input on like what I was wearing. He's like, this is great, and like, this is awesome. I love this. I had a jacket just like this. It's pretty cool. I think the wardrobe team did a fantastic job with that. Getting to meet Greg Laurie was really surreal. So I got to FaceTime with him before production started, and he's such a sweet guy. He's like, anything you need, any sort of questions you have, I would love to answer them. And I capitalized on that, actually. I got to ask him a bunch of questions, and we got to know each other pretty well. It was a little daunting at first, I'll admit, having, the person that you were supposed to be portraying on set while you're acting as them. But that nervousness definitely went away. He's such a great guy, and such a light and a joy to have on set. And I'm really thankful that I got to tell his story, and I hope that it just has a profound effect, and people are really moved by it. I'd say one of my favorite scenes to film would have to be the baptism scene, and then the bad trip in the rain. Those two scenes are so important in Greg's life, and getting to do both of them in very cold water will always sear them into my mind. The night that we did the bad trip, it was upper 40s, and I was in the rain for maybe 5 to 6 hours, and I was very cold by the end of the night. And it was just a powerful scene, getting to sit down with Jonathan in the rain on the ground and kind of have this like connection, and questioning it, and the effect that it has on him later when he sees Jonathan on the lawn. Oh wow, like that guy's real. He wasn't a hallucination from my trip, you know? So that was definitely super fun to film. And it was one of those scenes where like, I'm proud of myself for getting through this scene, because at the end, we're just trying not to shake because it was so cold in that water. And then obviously his baptism, because that's the first step in, you know, a new life with Christ. And it's the, you know, pivotal moment in someone's life of being born again. And for Greg, that's at the core of who he is Christ. So that scene is super important. Also, I got to shoot that with Jonathan Roumie, which was such an honor. Just a powerful, powerful moment in any Christian's life. So it was an honor to do. It's my hope that people will take a few things away from this movie, and it's a message of hope. Life is hard, and it can really get you down. There's no doubt about that. But there is a hope, and there is peace, and there is grace in life, stemming from Jesus. And I hope that people can accept that, because of all the crap that Greg goes through before he's saved. Some Christians are judgmental, and they'll say like, oh, like you're too crazy, or you've been through too much. But like Jesus can forgive everything and all. And that is like the most ultimate message of hope, is forgiveness. And so grace, hope, and forgiveness, I think, are the biggest three things that I would like for people to get out of our story.